Hey everyone, Brian from WorkshopAddict.com, and today we're going to take a look at the compact version of one of our favorite Milwaukee LED lights that's on the market. This is the new M18 compact sight light with a area light on it. One of the big things that we look at these lights is durability, and if you did watch our video on the larger radius light, we put this underneath the bucket of an agricultural tractor, lifted it up, we beat it up, we threw this thing around, and it performed awesome. Since then, we've used it constantly underneath this lift behind us, out in the woods, doing many tasks, and this thing has performed flawlessly. We are going to do similar things to this. We're going to try to beat this up, but we're going to go through some differences that we see on it, kind of tell you what we like and dislike about it. And you can see there's a box here, which is totally unlike any other review that we've done. Normally we keep the boxes and the information that you can find out of the boxes out of here, but there's a lot of information on run times and batteries on here. I'm gonna just show you that quickly so it's here so I can see it. Basics, after using this light a long time basically under this lift, it's great. It's perfect. I love it. But there's some things that I really miss that are on this one. But to give you a quick rundown, this light operates simple. You can put a compact battery, a 5 amp hour, you can put a 9 amp hour battery in this, no issue. Simple to turn it on. One button, that powers it up. You choose your mode, which is going to be either the area light or, the area light, which was here, or the floodlight. I really like this floodlight, mostly because I can just point it at a certain direction without having the full area light on. It can use it to get at certain fittings underneath and not have to have this full light going. Or I can walk with it. If I'm in the woods or if I was on a construction site, I can use this as my forward light, which is what we do here. We'll turn that off. We come here and use the partial light. So when we turn this one on, we turn on 1/2, which is this section's off, and we always just run this forward so the people behind us, if they're walking, don't get blinded by the light. You can do a similar thing here, and I think that that's awesome. When you have it on, you have a third button here, which is the brightness. So you have 3 modes in each. And I get confused, there we go, with the 3 buttons because they are different than what you'd see on the larger version. Something I can't get used to is the handle. I'm so used to having a flat space on the top. I like that because if we were using this hunting, we could stack knives on here. We would just put anything on this flat surface. There's a concave area here where what we've been using it for is sockets and bits. That works quite well. It all depends on what you're going to use it for and if you want this handle to come down. Now, on a bucket test, like what we do here, we're not going to do it because you have this little strip of plastic and there's no way that's going to take 4,000 pounds. So that's kind of one of the gigs in this that I wish they had the folding handle like they do here. It creates a nice thing that's out of the way, and I'll get used to it, I'm sure, because this is going to be one of the lights we use because it's smaller. Still have the same way of hanging it on the bottom. You can move the hanger forward and back. I cannot get it to switch sides and move around, so you got a choice of how you want to hang it. Works out well, tucks in there really nice. Other than that, it's basically the same light, except when you look at it, the larger radius has an in and an out. Smaller compact model only has an in, and there is no door. It's just wide open, so you can run this off your extension cord or your battery. It does not charge. I like the door. Don't ask me why, I just like the door. It closed up these plugs. If you bend these plugs from dropping it, kicking it around, you'll just bend them back, so it doesn't matter. No, I like the door. In a way, I think they took away some maybe more expensive features from the larger light. Said, hey, we can make this half the price, still give you some good quality, and just remove a few items that maybe for some people, these doors broke off. I can see that. You put it in a truck, you know, hey, what's the use of the door if it's just going to break off? Lots of ways of looking at this, but the long-term issue for us, if you can see this, we come back here and throw it up underneath the jack. Now if we're working, in this case, underneath here on the engine, I've got a fair amount of light, but if I don't have it in the right spot, I flip over, and now I can get light directly on the power steering pump, back on some Zerks, or in an area. And I think that that is pretty huge when you look at this type of light. It gives me two different types of light. One package, it's a little bit larger than if I just had a floodlight alone, but I have the option of an area light too. And in most cases, we drop this light down on the bottom, we set it there, and we walk around it. It gives us enough light underneath to go up and work on cars, and that's where this one came in handy. This one did have a light that was always shining straight up. No matter how you look at it, this one still has lights on the top, and it's a little bit more, it's just not as transparent here, so it's easier to look at. 2200 lumens on high. Here's where I'm going to move over. The area light, or floodlight, excuse me, the one in the front, is 1000 lumens. 9 amp hour battery, area light on high, 7 hours. It's pretty much a full day. That's pretty awesome. The floodlight on high 9 amp hour battery, 10 hours. So more, that's giving you quite a bit of time. On a 5 amp hour battery, you're going to get from 8 to 12, 4 hours. On a flood 5 amp hour battery, 6 hours. So lots of runtime in this little guy, and I think that's important for all of us. We start a project back here, it is usually 4 to 10 hour project. We don't want to keep continually switching batteries, although we do many times with this guy. We're in a shop. It's easy. We just pull one off the charger, put it in. You're on the job site, you're only carrying in so many batteries. So runtime is a big deal, and if you need something smaller, last a little bit longer, don't need the 4400 lumens of the big radius light, this compact light will do it. So let's get to what everybody's waiting for. Let's try to beat this guy up. All right, so a typical tumble for us is going to be sitting on the lift, approximately 6 foot tall, and it's just going to go down. The bottom hanger came out, doesn't overly surprise me, but I think we could do that type of drop over and over. And we have the battery in this, which I think is good because it's nice to see that A, the battery's working, LED lights keep working. Some of the drops with force will go right on this area light. And again, other than our hanger coming out, that looks like the hanger. We might have bent the hanger slightly. Still goes in place, not a big deal. One of the areas that we talked about we didn't like was that was open. Again, could break off. The plug, let's go directly down on that plug. We lost the battery. Plug still in good shape. Everything's still in good shape. Just give you a quick idea of our hanger. Looks like we might have bent it slightly. Still goes back in place. That's an easy fix, even if it is bent. Comes back on, no issue. Go through our brightness settings, go to our modes. We're good. So, the area light. Let's get a hard hit on that. This is one, when we set the bucket on it, we were amazed. It did nothing. And again, this is throwing this guy down. Finally broke it, but not much. Let's take a look. Oh, this might have been a fatal break. No, not a fatal break, but what we did do here is take out a piece right inside here where this battery was sitting. So still very usable, but we did take out a little bit of what was holding this battery in. And that, we still have it, still works, still great. But that is probably one of the weak points on this. And how many times are you gonna drop this light over and over like that? We were throwing it down and you're not breaking the lens. So if you actually were to drop something on it consistently on the top, I don't think you'd ever have any issue. Pretty cool light, and it does stand up to some abuse. I think that's pretty awesome. We're gonna keep using it in the shop. We'll glue these little pieces back on and give you an update later as to how this goes. Again, give us a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We always thank you for your time, guys. Have a great day.